What a powerful scene, right? So the Sonic Movie 3 is about to be released very soon, on December the 20th of this exact year. And knowing all of the things that we know about this movie, we know for a fact that it's definitely going to be the best movie of the entire franchise, and one of the best animated movies we've seen this year. With a few exceptions, of course, but even though the Sonic Movie 3 is going to come out very soon, there are still a lot of things that we don't know about the movie, and the trailer didn't show us, like the new characters that are supposedly going to come in, like the one and only Amy Rose. We have exclusive leaks and leaked scenes of Amy Rose in the Sonic Movie 3. So hold on really tight, because you're gonna see things that you're not gonna see anywhere else. We have a lot of information and leaked information already about the possibility of her coming into the movie, and that possibility is honestly very high, if not 100% confirmed, because there is a lot of signs that shows that Amy Rose is gonna come in, because she plays an important part in the Shadow story, and turning Shadow from a villain into a good character. Amy is an essential part that cannot be left out or rolled out of the movie, and she needs to be introduced as a critical character that's going to turn Shadow from a villain into a good guy that's going to be part of the team of Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles and go against the real villains of the entire Sonic franchise. Because let's remember for a second the kind of villain that Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles are going to go against in the Sonic Movie 3. This guy is absolutely nothing compared to anything they've ever been able to fight before, because Sonic the Hedgehog, Knuckles, and Tails are incredibly powerful as a team together, of course, because we have Tails with his incredible ability to fly and serve as kind of a machine to get them out of specific situations where the speed of Sonic and the strength of Knuckles is not going to serve for anything. So in case they need to be taken by air, that's where Tails comes in. And then we have Sonic, who is the fastest being in the planet. His speed cannot be compared to any other character in the Sonic universe. Not even Shadow. Shadow is powerful, but he doesn't have the speed ability that Sonic has, of course. And then we have Knuckles. Let's not forget that Knuckles is one of the strongest beings in the entire Sonic universe, but of course, not even close to Shadow's strength. But adding Knuckles into the team of Tails and Sonic, he can be a great addition. Why? Because he completes the team. We have Sonic with his speed, Tails with his ability to fly, and then we have Knuckles with his incredible strength. This completes a team of supposedly invincible characteristics, until Shadow comes in, of course. You can essentially think of Shadow as a character that embodies all of the elements that I've just shown you guys before. The ability to fly of Tails, the ability to have the speed of Sonic, and the ability to have the strength of Knuckles, but multiplied by 100. That's how incredibly powerful Shadow is, and that's why in the trailer itself, we can see that Knuckles throws a punch to Shadow, thinking that he's gonna be able to defeat him, but Shadow stops him as we would stop a fly in our house. He literally didn't even have to put a single amount of effort into stopping that punch. That's how powerful Shadow is. A character that is able to stop a punch from another character that we see in the Sonic Movie 2, who was able to stop Sonic's powers right in the same way that Shadow does with Knuckles. This is how powerful Knuckles is, but to Shadow, he's nothing less than an actual mosquito. Nothing. And that's why in the trailer, when he confronts them for the first time, he literally says this to them. He says, "You are nothing." And that's why they have to go elsewhere to look for help to be able to defeat Shadow, and that's where we see Dr. Eggman again for the first time in the trailer. And let me tell you this, Dr. Eggman is really gonna do little in the Sonic Movie 3, because he really can't do much against such a powerful character. The only person who can do something about Shadow is Amy Rose. Amy might not be the fastest, the strongest, or the smartest character of the Sonic universe, but she is basically the only one who can get through Shadow's head and make him understand the kind of person that he is. And we're going to explore this and the leak itself further in the video. But understanding Shadow's personality and wrath against humanity and the reason he's going to fight Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles really gives away the reason why Amy Rose is the only one who can get through him and make him understand all of these good traits that he might have and not be a villain, and instead turn into a good guy. This is mainly because Shadow the Hedgehog's past is shrouded in negativity. That's why in the trailer we see a phrase that says, "Where Sonic found happiness, Shadow found darkness." And this is real because there is an incredible difference between Sonic's upbringing and Shadow's upbringing. And the main one is that Shadow was created in a lab and Sonic wasn't. Sonic was just born like anybody else. But Shadow was created by Dr. Eggman's grandfather, Dr. Gerald Robotnik. And he was created as a joint experiment with the GUN agents to make a weapon the likes of which he has never seen before. And that was his entire goal, to make such an incredible being. And because the sole purpose of this experiment was to create something with the sole purpose of destruction, Dr. Gerald Robotnik doubled all of the elements of speed that Sonic has, strength that Knuckles has. All of the basic elements of destruction are incredibly doubled in Shadow as a consequence of being created by Gerald Robotnik. And what started as an experiment of Gerald Robotnik to create such a powerful weapon, the like of which the human eye has never seen, ended in a completely different manner that he never even expected. Shadow the Hedgehog developed humanity and empathy, something that he didn't even expect because he was creating a destruction robot. But far from being a robot that only obeyed orders, Shadow the Hedgehog was empathetic and developed human traits when it came to emotions. And that's why Gerald Robotnik changed his mind to give him up to the GUN agents as it was initially agreed. And then he got his grandchild, Maria Robotnik, to get to know the new experiment he created, Shadow. But what he also didn't expect is that these two guys would develop an even stronger bond. And that's why when something very bad happened to Maria Robotnik, Shadow the Hedgehog just went off the rails and turned into another completely different person, incredibly filled with wrath against humanity, because in his eyes, humans are the cause of all the bad things that happen in his life when they eliminated his most precious being. Now, knowing the background of Shadow's anger with humans, it is really important to see why Amy Rose is gonna make a lot of sense, and we have to see the leaks of Amy Rose in the Sonic Movie 3. So that's exactly what we're gonna be seeing here today, guys. Without further ado, let's get right into the Amy leaked exclusive scene in the Sonic Movie 3. One very important detail to understand about why Amy Rose is gonna come up in the Sonic Movie 3 is mainly because we always get a character that is revealed at the end of the movie, but we also get a new character in the final movie that hasn't been revealed yet. An example of this is in the Sonic Movie 1. In the first Sonic the Hedgehog movie, we see at the end of it Tails, but we don't see Knuckles. Knuckles was always speculated, just as we're doing with Amy Rose in this movie, but we finally saw him in the Sonic Movie 2. And the same thing happened at the end of this same movie. At the end of it, we saw Shadow the Hedgehog being the new character, just as we saw Tails in the Sonic Movie 1. But we still haven't seen the new character that is gonna come up in the final movie. We have one, but the other one is nowhere to be seen, and it is of course gonna be Amy Rose. About Amy Rose, we have this leaked image of 3 guys being tied to a pole. We see Sonic, we see Tails, and then we see a figure of a character that looks exactly the same as Amy Rose. Yes, the color of the body, everything about this character shows us that the character tied to the pole with Tails and Sonic is Amy Rose. Because like I said before, Amy Rose is the only person who can get through Shadow, very similar to what Black Widow does to Hulk in the Marvel movies. Amy Rose is the one who soothes Shadow's heart. We also have another leaked scene where we see Amy Rose sitting in a bench and Tails in the background and Sonic just chilling in the garden. According to the leak, this scene happens right at the middle of the movie when Amy Rose is introduced to us in the Sonic Movie 3 so she can help Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles defeat Shadow. So what do you think about this exclusive Amy Rose leak, guys? Do you think that Amy Rose is really gonna fit into the Sonic Movie 3?